Welcome everyone. Thanks for hopping on today's webinar. We are doing a platform demo today, which means that we will be giving you a brief overview of who Bond Exchange is as a company, and then we're going to dive into the different tools that we make available to our agents, and also how to best utilize them so that all of you can become Surety pros. So before we get started, I'm going to do a couple of quick introductions. If I haven't met you yet, my name is Taylor. I work here in business development. So I do everything from agency enrollments, conferences, partnerships, these fabulous webinars. So I'm so happy to have you all here today. And with us, we also have my counterpart, Benton. Benton, if you can say hi to our agents and also just kind of explain your job here.
Sure. Thank you, Taylor. I am in underwriting and business development, so I'm also doing a lot of those roles Taylor mentioned. I'm actually at a conference right now in Louisville hosting this webinar, so this is exciting. It's the first time I've done it remote like this, so here we
We
go.
send them all over the place. Let's get started. All right. Who is Bond Exchange? So a couple of quick facts. We have been around for quite a while. You can see since 1977. We are licensed in all 50 states, which means that anybody appointed with us can now write bonds in all 50 states. And we are appointed with over 20 carriers. So we can do everything from simple instant issue bonds all the way to the harder to place bonds. Because of that, we like to say that we write absolutely everything. So aside from those fun facts, really though, what we want you to understand is that our purpose and our goal here at Bond Exchange is to provide the very best platform and the very best level of service so that agents, whether you are very familiar with bonds or are just getting into the bond world, quickly, efficiently get those bonds written for your customers, and then get back to the other areas of business that you are likely focused on. So let's talk about how we are able to do that. Bond Exchange is a wholesale platform, so we do work exclusively with PNC agents. We like to have an agent attached to every bond, and we'll kind of dive into that a little bit here later. As far as commission, I know our agents are always interested, so we pay 20% commission for standard bonds, 10% for non-standard, and 15% for contract. We also give our agents the ability to add broker fees to those bonds if they wish, and Benton will show you that in a little bit here. Okay, one of our biggest areas, and probably all of you as well, is technology. So we have created an extremely easy to use platform. It's innovative, it is intuitive. We'll walk you through what that looks like in real time, but we will show you that. And it has already been loaded with a database of over 10,000 bonds, so you can find all of them with a simple keyword search. I will tell you, I am not an underwriter and I can easily figure it out. So I believe in all of my agents here as well. You guys will easily be able to handle this. Okay. Aside from our technology with our lot, which we love, my favorite thing about Bond Exchange would have to be the people. You can see in the upper corner there, Benton is at yet another conference because we ship him all over the country for us. We have another couple of team members on there as well. So aside from all of these people on the screen, we also have a huge team of underwriters. You can reach them chatting on our website. You can call us, you can email us. Either way, our agents are available from 7 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and they are available. They have the knowledge and authority to get your bonds written and answer any questions that you have. So they are wonderful. Definitely give them a call. So that's sort of a general overview of Bond Exchange. Now I want to dive into the different tools that we make available. So first, we're going to start with Easy App. This is kind of what everything is built upon. It is our intuitive platform where you can quote and issue bonds seamlessly online, including contract, SBA, and probate. So I'm actually going to stop sharing my screen here. I'm going to hand the reins over to Benton, and he is going to walk us through that process in real time.
Thank you, Taylor. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right. So this is the welcome dashboard. As soon as you log into the platform, this is the page you will end up on. It's kind of like a simplified entry to the platform where you can see any notifications from us. You can dive right into a new quote, take a look at your policy history or edit your profile. Any pending quotes or upcoming renewals will also be conveniently listed here on this first page. This is a test account, so we don't have any renewals coming up, but we'll go ahead and dive right into a new quote. And today I want to do a North Carolina motor vehicle dealer bond. It is underwritten on credit alone. So this is our automated credit underwriting. We recently unveiled a new feature for automated financial underwriting. We had a webinar on that, so feel free to check that out. We've got it posted online. Taylor can guide you in that direction if you need help finding it. But yeah, we're all about automation and making this process as seamless as possible. So starting off, the first question, is the bond needed in the state that you are located in? So our test agency is located in North Carolina, but wherever your agency is located, this will be the first question. However, as Taylor indicated earlier, if you're using our platform, you can write a bond in all 50 states. So you could select no here and select from any of the 50 states or federal if it is a federal requirement, and then continue from there to find the policy that you're looking for. But we're going to go ahead and select yes here just to keep it simple and do the North Carolina Motor Vehicle Dealer bond. So we know the name of the bond that's needed, but if you're not sure, you can click this button here and help narrow down that search just a little bit. But we know what we're looking for, so we're going to go ahead and type in a keyword. In this case, motor is a great keyword, and there it is right there at the top. If you know who's requiring it, but you don't know what the bond specifically is called, you can start typing that entity and it should come up as well that way. So it's very useful for those small town requirements or county requirements. You can just type the name of the county, all their requirements will be listed here and you can find it that way. I'll go ahead and continue with this. So just confirming this is the bond you're looking for. If not, you can hop back to that prior screen by clicking this option. We're going to select yes just to continue with this application. And at this stage, you can send it to your customer. They can complete this entire application online on their own, pay for it, sign for it, and get a copy of it right away. You'll be emailed as soon as they do so. We're going to go through it as the agent and imagine we didn't send it to our customer, but if you wanted to, you would just simply type their name and email address here. That will send them an email, sending a carbon copy of that email to you as well. So you'll know that they received it and then they can complete the application online. We're going to select no here. As I said earlier, if you ever run into a question though that you don't know the answer to, you're welcome to click this button in the top right corner, allowing the customer to pick up where you left off and finish this application online. Today we'll be doing a quote for Joe's Auto Sales, LLC. So my fake client here that you'll see shortly, his name is Joe, so we're naming the business after him, and that is an LLC. And then, as I indicated earlier, these are based on credit alone. However, years in business can have a reductive effect on the quote. So you definitely want to get that information from your client as they want to pay the lowest rate possible. So we want to make sure to include how many years they've been in business. In this case, we'll just put 3 to keep it simple. And then you'll provide your customer's phone number, and email address. And then you'll provide their address. And here we have a very nice Google autofill feature. However, since I am in Kentucky, you'll see that some addresses in Kentucky are getting auto-populated here. So we'll go with one of those for the fun of it, I guess. Anyways, we'll continue from there. And if they have a separate mailing address, you can enter that here. If it's the same, you'll simply click yes. But if not, you can add a separate mailing address.
Wait, if the address is in Kentucky and we need a North Carolina bond, does that create any issues?
It won't for the sake of this example, but theoretically you could have your main location. Yeah, technically North Carolina is probably going to reject that bond because they want you to have a physical location in North Carolina. But for the sake of this example, it should be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just to clarify.
yeah, definitely make sure. Yeah, that's a good point you bring up. Definitely make sure that they provide you a physical address. The North Carolina Division of Motor Vehicles is not going to accept a bond if you put a PO box in for the car lot or a location outside of North Carolina. Probably wouldn't be accepted either. Of course, I've never run into that situation, so I wouldn't know for sure, but I'd imagine it wouldn't work. Anyways, so our client's name is Joseph Gilson.
And again, not a real person, guys, so it's okay. Don't copy this social security number down for any good reason.
That's right. And he has great credit as a fake client. So we're hopefully going to get a great rate here as well. And speaking on that, for the credit check, they typically to find the credit report, you want to have their home address. For the sake of this example, it should work anyways, but just know that at this stage, you likely will have to put their home address in. We're going to say it's the same to keep it simple. And then any other owner who owns 10% or more of the entity should be added here. Of course, you know, whatever the customer provides you is what you'll enter here, but any owner with over 10% should be included in the application. We're going to select no and pretend that Joe owns this in full. Then you can select a day, any day 30 days prior to or after today's date. We're going to keep it today to keep it simple, but just know you can make that bond effective at a 30-day range before or after today's date. Now we have the system calculating the rate and providing us terms. Here we go. We have 4 options here. You see our pay in full options for 1, 2, and 3 years. Years 2 and 3 have discounted rates if you buy them in full, in a full term. However, we want to showcase our monthly subscription option, which allows customers to pay as they go. So they can pay $38 today and every month for the duration of the bond term until they don't need it anymore. No harm done. We can cancel the policy and be good to go. No money owed either way. So we're big fans of that feature. We are the only company to provide that for Surety, so we are very proud of it. Moving forward, you can add a broker fee like Taylor was talking about earlier. This can be an amount of your choosing, and that will be provided as a total payment to your customer, whether they're issuing it online or if you're providing them that PDF, they're going to see the total amount due, including this broker fee. And that will be tapped on top of your 20% commission that you're already receiving on the policy. We're going to select no here just to keep it simple. Then at this stage, you have an option to send it to your customer again, except here, they're not going to have to provide any of the information needed for the application. It's just a matter of signing and paying for it online, and they can do that indemnity agreement all within the system. It's very easy, very convenient, reduces paperwork, but we're going to select no just to show you the full process from the agent's perspective. So select no here, and then you'll get a PDF version of the application that you can provide your client. And I'll show you what this looks like. It'll show the different term options here. They can select that, provide a card, an expiration date, and then sign for the indemnity agreement here at the bottom. Once you've gotten that completed, you can return to this application. It will open up right here, and you can just upload that application into the system. And we do check that, so make sure you actually get it signed. But just for the sake of this example, we can proceed with that. And then we offer FedEx overnight shipping for $30 anywhere in the country. That will come with tracking information. The customer will receive the bond the very next business day. So we'll do standard just to keep it simple, and we'll have it mailed to the customer, but know that you can add a separate delivery address if they want it sent elsewhere. They will need to sign the bond itself before turning it into the state. So it's a good idea not to send it directly to the state entity, but a home address perhaps could be added here if that were where they wanted it to be sent. And we'll go ahead and showcase our monthly subscription option, only having to put down $38 today to get this bond issued. We have a customer payment, so this is direct bill, but you can do agency bill on any new policy or renewal at any time. You're always welcome to use agency bill. And we can take a payment via e-check, so a bank account or credit card. We have a fake credit card we're going to use for this example. So we'll go ahead and do that option. All right. Now the system is generating that bond form, collecting the payment, getting that confirmation email sent out, and providing us with all those relevant documents here in just a moment.
It's working hard on the back end.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't mention while we're waiting for this, if you do have any questions, there is a Q&A function at the bottom, and we will get to all of the questions at the end. So feel free to type them up as we go along through this process.
And here we go. We just issued our first bond. So you can provide feedback for us here if you'd like. I'm not going to play our reviews, but you can download a copy of your bond, the receipt, your invoice, or you can hop back to your dashboard, which I'm going to go ahead and do here just to show you a couple more things that we have. So you can go ahead and jump to your policy history. Let's take a look at the policy we just issued. So that'll bring you straight to your policies tab. You can see policies you've just recently issued. This is issued online. That just means that an underwriter has to take a quick look at it before we mail it out. But once we've mailed it out, it will say issued and filed. But let's go ahead and take a look at the policy. Maybe we didn't type the name correctly, or the address needs to be updated. You can always make premium bearing and just regular riders here on this edit bond button. You can change any of the information on the bond, and that will generate a rider through the system, which we will also mail out to you or the insured, depending on your choice. And then you can download a copy of the policy if you didn't get it earlier. You will get it via a confirmation email as well, but just know you always have the ability to pull those documents here and any payments the customers made will be under this tab, and any files related to the policy, so like that application we uploaded and invoices, can be found in that files tab. Let's go ahead and jump back to the dashboard one more time here. And another quick way to get to this agency policy history or your agency overview page is just to click here in the top right corner. It typically will be your initials or your profile picture if you've uploaded one, but we'll go ahead and jump to my agency. You can see a whole overview of your agency with all the relevant information that you can edit if you were an admin on the site. So if you ever need to make a change, that is possible here. Agents can be accessed here. You can add agents at will by just putting their first, last name, and email address. You can take a look at your policies. Upcoming renewals will be grouped separately here. They will also be in this policies tab, but they're also here to just make it more convenient and easy to find. And then if you issue anything on agency bill, you can add payment methods under this tab and make payments on the billing and payment tab. And then just jumping quick to the end here, a commission statement you can download at any time. You have the CSV format file you can download, and it will include information relevant to the policy, so you can always look it up on our platform. One last thing I wanted to show before I hand the reins back to Taylor is your profile page. So each agent can have their own address, so this is great for agencies who have multiple locations. The different agents can have their own location highlighted here, which is going to be important for the book builder feature that Taylor is going to touch on more shortly in just a few minutes. And this is where you can toggle that on or off. And then we also have access to our Surety Pro feature here. This is a very cool feature that we're excited about, allowing customers to quote bonds directly on your own website without leaving the page, going through that entire application process on your own website. To install it, you'll find it here from your agent profile page. With that, I'll go ahead and hand it back to Taylor, and she can give you a little more insight about these cool features.
Okay, taking control back. All right, bear with me, guys. I have a lot of different screens to show you today, so just gonna share everything. We'll do this together. Okay. So as Benton mentioned, Surety Pro is our ability to add the online bond application tool that he just walked us through directly onto your website. You can post it on social media. You can put it as an email link. You can text it out to people. So there's tons of different options. So we're going to jump back into the platform and show you how to choose and how to edit and do all that fun stuff. So Benton showed us, we simply go to get Surety Pro, brings us back to this screen, and this is where we have a couple of different options of how to do this. So very excited. This button is now fully customizable to match your website. You can edit this completely. So you can type in all this different information. Get bonds now. Something snappy, whatever might work well for your profile. So you can edit all of this text right here. And my favorite part, you can edit all of the information. So if you want to make this wider, if you need to make it taller, whatever's going to work best on your website, you can fully edit this here. If you know your hexachrome numbers, if you want to use this dropper to match your website, whatever it is, or you're just going to kind of eyeball it so you can see what works best. Let's see how that profile works. Let's do, make it that color. Oof, not my fave. Okay, now we can edit that. As you can see, all of this is fully customizable. So you can hop in here yourself. We can get your web team in here, whatever makes the most sense. But once you have this looking exactly how you want it, you would simply hit copy code. That's going to copy all the HTML code that you can put on your website. Okay, so that is one option. We also have application only. So if you think your customers are going to want to get into the application immediately and not look at any cute little buttons, you can just have that immediately started right here. So that is a super simple process. Again, once you click that, the code is copied. So it's really just clicking that, and now in your clipboard that Liz, you can immediately paste that. We also have the shareable link. The shareable link will be just an actual URL link that will open up a different tab, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like in a second. But those are the three different options that we have. Amidst all of those, you can have a general application, or you also have the ability to choose the state and the type of bond. So if you specialize in one type of bond or you have different landing pages for your bonds, you can get them immediately into that application. Okay. And so once you copy that code again, now it will start from that process. So all of that sounds well and good, but I know I need to learn by visuals. So let's see what some of this looks like in real life. Our amazing marketing team has set up an example. So this is an example of an insurance website. All their branding colors are on here. And as you can see, this quote is really the center of the page. So they've centered it, they've widened it, they changed some of the colors. They added an exclamation point here, great minds think alike. So this is one option for that. The other one would be the application only. And I want to show you this because it's a great example of how you can make it a little bit more specific. So same fake agency. I'm jealous of their photos. Immediately into the quote. All right. So they know what bond they're looking for. This is a North Carolina motor vehicle dealer. Clearly, we love doing those. So I'm already in that process. The other thing I really want to note about both of these options is that these are fully embedded onto your website. So if I click this and start the application, I'm not going to a different page. I'm not being directed away from your website. I'm in here. I'm able to quote and purchase the bond. The same entire process Benton just walked us through, I can now do from your website. And then once I'm done, I'm still here. So if I need an auto quote, if I need something else for you, I'm on your page and I can continue to transact with you. So we are very proud of that embedded application. However, if for whatever reason you don't have a website you can post this in, or you want an additional option to post on social media or send out, that is where our shareable link comes in. You can use that URL, you can create a call to action on your website, or again, you can just send the link out directly. But what happens is it is going to open a brand new page. So this is a different URL. So this is the different option. If you don't want it embedded, now you can see we're on a different page. Again, though, it is going to be branded. You have the company logo at the top. If you have updated and added a headshot, that would be there by agent. And then again, this question should look pretty familiar to you. We hop right back into the quote. So no matter which version works best for you, we can definitely help you out with it, and we will help your customers getting into that bond application immediately and getting those bonds written. So hopefully we can get you some more bond business. All right. One last tool. So this is actually my favorite tool. This is Book Builder. So essentially it is our find an agent tool. We have a ton of retail traffic that comes to our page. I'd like to think our amazing webinars have something to do with that, but also we have a ton of YouTube content. We're posting constant blog articles about all the different types of bonds out there, what's happening in the industry, and that brings a lot of traffic to our site organically. So we get about 20 to 30,000 unique visitors each month. Some of those people are retail customers who are looking to purchase a bond. So what we've been able to do is create a couple of different ways to pair those retail customers with our agents. So let's show you our agent finder. So I'm going to show, just picked a random zip code. So let's see an agent profile. Okay, so if somebody comes here and they're like, I really need a bond. Oh no, bond exchange is wholesale. Well, let me find an agent. They search near them. Now I have an idea of who this agent is. We have a headshot, his name, about his agency. So I get the warm and fuzzies. I feel like I know him. I'm excited to work with him. And now I start getting into my bond quote. So from what the retail customer sees is they're getting that bond quote, they're picking an agent, they bought their quote because of course they were approved and have great credit and they'll have all the documents we need. What the agent will see is you will get an email letting you know that you have a new customer, you'll have commission coming the next month, and you will also have their contact information. So that shows up as a lead in your book of business, and you're more than happy to contact them with any additional lines. So we wanted to make sure whether you were posting about bonds on your page or you were just verified with us that we find the quickest and easiest way to get you connected with your customers and writing those bonds. All right, I just threw a ton of information out at all of you guys. So I'm sure we have some questions. I'm going to ask Benton to unmute and we're going to tackle these questions and see how we can help these agents.
All right, well, let's go ahead and start off with Raphael's question. Raphael asked, is there any way to set up a default broker fee in case clients fill out the bonds themselves? That is an excellent question. We actually are building that feature out. It's not active yet, but we have gotten that feedback and we definitely want to make that possible on our platform. Coming soon would be my answer.
TBD, yes, we're
Yeah,
definitely
not
working
currently,
on
but
that.
coming soon. And then another question from Raphael, do you pay commission on bonds where I am not licensed? Yes, we would. We would pay commission on any bond you write with us, no matter where you are licensed. We would be licensed there, and you'd be acting as a sub-agent, and we are able to pay commission. Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, we have a question here. I'm very new to bonds. Where can I start learning about the bonds and marketing it? Well, you have come to the right place. So I would say if you go to Bond Exchange's website, we have a very active blog. We put all kinds of information. There's like 130 pages of different articles. So you can search by bond type. You can search by the state that you're in. We will most likely have a blog article written about it. We also have a very extensive YouTube page. We post all of our past webinars on there. Benton mentioned the automated financial credit underwriting. That webinar is on there. How to install Surety Pro. We do a step-by-step process on that. But we also do dive into different bond types, different things happening in the industry. Again, also, you can always just reach out to Benton and myself. We're happy to work with you. We have a blog article simply about marketing materials. But we talk to agents all the time about how to best market these bonds, how to gain more information about them, how to set up your page so it has better SEO. So anything you need from that perspective, I would say check out those resources, but definitely you can just email or call us anytime that you have those questions, and we would love to help you.
Absolutely. And we just recently released some content about SEO and marketing, right, Taylor?
Yes, we just released a very large article and video about specifically how to increase SEO on these topics, really just all topics in general. But if you're looking to make them bond specific, then you can definitely increase your SEO there. So we have some great tools. We also have a couple of webinars that we have done before and will continue to do with different web development companies. Again, just talking about how to increase your presence online, how to post to social media, all of that fun stuff. So we really try to be a resource to our customers, not just when it comes to bonds, but any other way that we can add value for you guys.
So we have another question here. I'm writing trucking insurance. Do we have any bond regarding transportation? Yes, absolutely. So the most famous or known one would be the FMCSA, ICC, or freight broker bond. Those are required for freight brokers by the federal government. The FMCSA is the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. They are higher risk bonds, but we have created a system on our platform to really help alleviate that a bit, and they can still be quoted automatically online. There will be an ID verification just because there's a lot of fraud in that industry recently, but we are on top of it and handling those bonds. We are trucking along forward, writing the freight broker bonds. So definitely those. And then there's also trucking bonds for certain states, so smaller, less risky requirements. And then customs bonds, of course, are something we are also familiar with. But the most common would be those freight broker bonds.
Perfect. Somebody asked, is this recorded? Yes. So this webinar is recorded. We will email it out to you. Our head of marketing is also in Kentucky, so I'm not exactly sure when the email will come out, but expect it soon in your inbox. We also will post this to our YouTube page. That'll be up by early next week at the latest. So all of our past webinars are on Bond Exchange's YouTube. I recommend checking it out.
So Silas asked, do you have financing for bonds? That was, yes, we do. Our most common and popular form of financing is that subscription option we showed you earlier. That should be an option for all cancelable bonds. So any bond that can be canceled can be financed. Ones that will not be able to be financed are ones that need release. So like probate bonds, P&P bonds, so payment and performance bonds, subdivision bonds, reclamation bonds, anything that needs to be released by the state or government entity that is requiring it will not be financeable. but everything else that can be canceled can be financed. And our subscription model is the most common form of that.
Okay. I think that is all we have for now. I will say we have another webinar coming up in the next couple weeks. So keep an eye out for your inbox on that. I do believe it's actually on freight broker bonds. So whoever asked about the transportation bonds, in 2 weeks, we will be doing one about that. Oh, we have another question. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. So
Of
yes,
course.
let me summarize this. This will be recorded. We will send it out to absolutely everyone. If you are not already appointed with Bond Exchange, there will be a link in there to do so. It will also be coming from my email address, so please feel free to email me any additional questions that you have. And I would just say again, thank Benton for being here and answering all of your underwriting questions, even though we have him out traveling for us. And thank you to all of the agents who took time away from your busy day to spend with us. You're welcome, Rafael. And I'm so happy to have you guys here, and I can't wait to do the next one. I think we only have 2 more before the end of the year, and then we're going to hop into 2024 with you guys. But we have some exciting things happening here at Bond Exchange, and I'm sure all of our agents do as well. So we can't wait to see you the rest of the year and then into 2024. Thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you soon.